And this is just a mixtape.
This is a certified hood classic.
What next? What on earth next?
So, this past Saturday, I went to my first ever preseason trial game for the club that I'm going to be stepping into a TD role for. And it was interesting. This is where I'm feeling like Grassroots has started to drop the ball, right? Growing up in Grassroots was amazing because it was the foundation. It really, outside of my grandfather who really poured in the love of the game and the appreciation for football into me, Grassroots in conjecture to what my grandfather did for me of introducing the game to me, Grassroots really further grew that love for me. It further grew that passion because it gave me such foundational skills, helping me with my technical work, helped me understand the game more than me just watching it, where I could actually do it in real time and really fall in love with it. And this is where I feel like some clubs are dropping the ball and coming short, because it has gone away from development to this winning culture. When parents, coaches, TDs, whoever are not understanding that development is the byproduct of winning, that winning is going to come from when children have development, when they understand the game, when they have a foundation, when they understand what to do with the ball, when they're able to make decisions. So I took mental notes this weekend because I saw a lot of interesting things, not only from the children, but from the coaches, from the parents also. And this is where I'm seeing a lot of podcasts. This is where I'm seeing a lot of people within the game really starting to notice the same exact thing. So we're all on the same page, just because it's very apparent. It's very obvious. It's in our faces. No one can really play oblivious to it unless they're just deciding to not pay attention. That's the only way that we're going to miss clearly what's going on. Grassroots is here for foundations. It is not here for winning. It is here to develop the player first. That is our responsibility. In order for these children to get into academies, especially the high-end academies, right, we have to understand that if we are not doing our job first into setting the foundations, to setting the principles and the morals behind why we play the sport, the purpose, the intent behind why we do and why we have such a passion and love for it, when the children are lucky enough to maybe have talent to get to an academy level, they are getting burnt out, or they are getting surpassed by children who actually had the foundation poured into them correctly. The academy is either going to make or break the player. It's going to be the last man standing. It's going to be the last child standing who really has a passion, who is really going to take the skills and going to continue to metamorphosis in a sense, to blossom to where they want to be. Whether they want to go professional or not, doesn't matter. As long as a child wants to seek that challenge, they're going to keep progressing up the ladder of playing football. One thing that I saw from this past weekend, because I'm trying to look at it through a technical director scope, I've stepped out of coaching youth and I've tried to pair that with how to coach not only youth, but coaches who are adults, coaches who may have played before, but may not understand of how to reconnect and explain that to children, right? This can be a difficult task, right? And we can go through all these licenses and all these courses, but it to me, it does not take away from the experience that you get from just being out on the field and having a mentor there with you and watching of how to do this properly and gaining some of that and adding your own personality and characteristics in to really flow of how you envision your team going. First thing first is the reffing, the officiating. Yes, we have, and I love the idea that Australia here has of cadet refs. I love that. But if we are not preparing these cadet refs for to make the proper calls, to stand firm in what they're saying, to actually engage in the game, and to truly allow the flow of the game to not be dictated by players and parents, then we're going to have an issue. There was an issue. There was in regards to where I was reffing along a younger ref, maybe she was like 12 years old. And you can tell that she played football before, but she was just not into the game. I get it's early, I get it's hot, but in order for the children to understand the game, you really have to be involved in it. You really have to get them engaged with it. You really have to show your passion, your what drives you, and really have to officiate so the kids are not picking up bad habits. If you are not picking up on them doing improper throw-ins, if you are not picking up on them just camping or cherry picking offsides, if you are not picking up on the proper aggression in football, because football is an aggressive sport, if you're not picking up on those certain things, then kids are going to develop bad habits, and they're going to continue to think that, oh, this was done properly because this ref didn't call it, or I was able to get away with it. And now that I'm going up in my football career or my football trajectory, and now this ref is calling it, now I'm confused. It's like, well, this ref didn't call it when I was playing in this league. So I feel like there has to be a consistency, and there has to be more of a development of the refs, especially if we're going to have cadets. I would not throw a 12-year-old out there without someone shadowing her and doing it properly, having her run up and down the field. If you're not running up a field and you have a cadet ref, and the ball goes out and they're calling, oh, it's ball's going this way, and it clearly went out on the other team, the ref is not able to see that because they're not running up and down the field, right? So the abuse of refs should not be tolerated. And I think that, in my opinion, what goes into that abuse is not enough mentors, not enough adults being there to help the cadet ref, right? Until they get like 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe 15, I kind of let them out on their own. Maybe a half they do and a half they do. Like, it just has to be a better system than what it is right now. The second thing I saw is coaches, this winning at all cost mentality. I heard one of the coaches say from the club that I'm overseeing, he was like, and this is no judgment, mate. This is no, if you were to ever see this video, I'm not that popular, so you might not ever see this video, but this is just constructive criticism. The coach was like, he was getting frustrated because the team was getting beat. There was a lack of effort from his boys' part, which I understand that frustration. I get it. You know, you're out here, you show up, it's early on a Saturday morning, and the kids just are not in the game. They're not involved. They want to give effort. They don't want to give effort. It's very lackadaisical. It's very lackluster. I get being frustrated, mate. I get it. But at the end of the day, that standard, that structure has to be established from day one, right? When that structure, that standard, and that point of emphasis is brought to the parents and to the kids and the participants of the game, when that is made clear from day one, the kids are going to go into every game with an expectation and also understanding that what they can give and what they can't, what's going to be tolerated, what's not. The coach was so frustrated that he was like, none of this five-a-side, none of this futsal crap's going to work. You know what? I can admit that before I started to coach futsal, before I got into that Myckx'n league, before I really understood futsal and the value of having kids play futsal and understand that game, I would have been on this coach's side. I'm like, oh, yeah. Nah, he was wrong in that regard. Five-a-side futsal absolutely, let me say it louder, absolutely helps with football development, and it correlates to a child being better outside. There's a myriad, a buku list that I could give you of why futsal helps development for outside play. So for him to dismiss futsal entirely, it's a misjudgment on his part. Futsal helps with decision making, helps with tighter touch, helps with people and the children understanding the movements, the shapes, the tactics, it helps tremendously. But when coaches don't understand that, it can come into this into them spewing this erroneous knowledge, right? Third thing I saw was players who are playing on mixed teams. Here in Australia, it's a little bit different, the grading system of how kids are placed on an A team, a B team, or a C team, which a C team in America would probably be like a recreational level. A B team would be like a classic, a challenge, a challenge level, to where kids wanting more of a challenge, but not quite ready for an academy type level. And a classic would be either, it could still be like a grassroots, but it would be the top of the grassroots. So it would be a classic level, or it could be merged into an academy type system to where these kids in the classic level are playing. Now they're playing kids not only in the surrounding suburbs, but from different cities. So here, the Central Coast will be playing city teams, down in Sydney or in Newcastle, or going to Dubbo or Orange, like really expanding their scope of playing to get more of that higher level of play. So that can be paired with academy style play. So that would be like the Mariners or the CCUs, or, the East Coast, all those type of schools that I would consider what America considers like a classic level, because that is right before you get to kids either going to university, playing NPL, or graduating into the A-League pathway. When you have such mixed kids, or when the grading is not done properly, when you are not truly look in grading, when you're trying to like decide and decipher which kid is going to be on which level, if you're not doing that properly, if you're just looking for the most fast and the biggest and the athletic kid, you're going to miss out on a lot of gems. It's just like taking tests in school. Some kids have performance anxiety. So in that trial, we have to allow kids to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. First of all, we have to allow them to be comfortable in the trial, in the space to where, hey, this is a place where you can make mistakes. This is a place to where you are here to learn and to develop. You are here to show your skill. You are here to show your imagination, your creativity. We have to give them the room to be comfortable. And when we introduce uncomfortable situations, in that comfort, because they're allowed to say, oh, I'm allowed to make mistakes, I'm allowed to do this, I'm allowed to fail, they are going to be comfortable in the uncomfortability. That's what they're going to have to do. But now we're just putting kids anywhere and replacing them in the wrong levels, and we're missing the development. So it was a game, girls' game I was coaching, and there was this one girl. She was amazing. You can tell that she practices on a constant. I talked to the coach after, and he was like letting me know, like, yeah, she practices outside with her brothers, and she's really passionate about the game. And I was like, yeah, you could tell, because when I was reffing, she was just really involved, and she really wanted to do well. But I noticed that she was getting upset with her own teammates, not the opposing team. She was getting upset with her teammates because some of them were missing the ball, some of them were making passes that were not in the where she wanted them or where they should have been. Some of them were losing the ball because they didn't have the techniques. There was no foundation on that. And clearly, with her having those foundations and knowing what to do with the ball, knowing how to use her techniques, knowing how to really tap into her creativity, the frustration was coming because her teammates did it. I understand parents are like, well, I want my kid to play with their friends, or I want it to be about fun. But we have to understand, without structure, without a true understanding of the game, kids are going to struggle to have fun. When kids don't understand the game, when kids don't understand the rules, when kids don't understand their position or where to be or how to be it or the intent of why or the purpose, they are going to disassociate from the game. They are not going to want to be involved in it because they don't understand it. They don't comprehend it. And when children don't comprehend something, what do? They shut down and they disengage from it. And this is where frustration comes. And she was clearly frustrated because her teammates could not keep up with her capabilities. So this is going to do what? This is going to cause isolation. This is going to cause mistrust. Hey, I'm not going to pass her the ball because she can barely kick it. Hey, I'm going to feel the need to do everything on my own because my teammates cannot keep up with me. That's 3. 4, I noticed this one boy, and this is not to judge his parents at all. He was about 10, 11, give or take, and he was in the middle of a pre-trial game, but also I reckon he knew that it was he was being graded. Maybe the kid, he knows his skill. He knows where he should be. He knows that he should be able to do the things. But on this day, he was not able to do it. He was playing, and he was the opposing club. So he was playing one of the teams of the club that I coach. And this team from the club that I'm at was just shutting him down. It was like he was being swarmed. Every time he got the ball, you can just tell his anxiety was getting the best of him. He was losing it. And you could just see slowly the snowball effect of the frustration started to gain momentum. Until finally he just had a crash out. And parents and coaches, this is where I'm coming from, of where the coddling and where the saving our kids from their own demise and their own peril is really going to set them up for failure. He came off the field and he wasn't even off the pitch fully. He came to the sideline and he was just bawling, crying. There's nothing wrong with boys showing their emotion. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is that young boys, young women should be able to internalize that emotion, to have self-talk, to calm themselves down, to calm that storm, to understand that mistakes are going to happen, frustration is going to be there, but being able to self-regulate, or to look over to the side of the pitch to see a coach or to a parent and say, hey, keep going, motivate. The boy wasn't hurt. He didn't get kicked in the head. He didn't get fouled improperly. He was just frustrated that he could not progress or could not play to his full potential as he felt. So he came off the side crying, and his dad immediately rushed to his side. Good dad, win, yeah, right, But you could tell that dad was cuddling him. Hey, son, putting his arm around him. You just he was speaking real soft because I think that he just wanted to not embarrass the boy, because the boy was already deflated. Mom comes over in a frenzy, and she's marching towards him. You better get out there. Won't say his name. You better get back out there. You got to flip the switch, aggressively screaming at him. That's going to add more comfort to him. Mom, he's already embarrassed because he cannot do what he feels like he's capable of doing, right? He's explained to his mom, I'm in a position where I don't understand and I'm not comfortable. And his mom's like, you just do what you want. You do what you want to do. You play whatever position you want to play. Terrible advice, Mom. Terrible advice. It's okay for him to be uncomfortable. It's okay for him to be in a situation to where he's not, or he doesn't feel the best. That's where he's going to have to calm and rely on his foundation and rely on his creativity to create and to move into the spaces and to really help his team set him up and others up for success. When you're allowing him to say, you just do whatever you want, what does that do for the team? What does that do for the team? Because now he's going to overexert himself, because now he's going to, well, I'm going to do whatever I want. Clearly, he doesn't understand his position. Clearly, he doesn't understand space. Clearly, he doesn't understand foundations. Clearly, he doesn't understand tactics. Clearly, he doesn't feel the need to have an imagination and creativity, because he was told by his coach that this is what you need to do. And so he's going to stick to that because he didn't have the understanding of it. This is where we're dropping the ball. This is where we are dropping this is where we are failing our children in the game. We cannot coddle them to their own demise, and we cannot allow them, because they are frustrated, to quit or to break down in the middle of a game. Because if they are doing this, they're going to do this in life. Have emotions. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be frustrated, but it's not okay to allow that to control and dictate the emotions, because that's what we can control. We can control our emotions. We can't control the outcome of the game, in a sense of this team is clearly better than us. We can control what we can control: our attitude, how we respond to it. That's what we can control. We can control them scoring a goal, but if they're surpassing us in the level, they're going to get their rocks off anyway. So we have to do what? Counter that. We have to understand how to counter that. Okay, they're scoring, they're faster than us, so what are we going to have to do in order to get in positions that's going to best serve where we are at the level to really get through this game? And then after the game, we can assess where we are. We can take away, yeah, we might have lost 3-0 or 5-0 or 6-0, but what are the 3 wins? Well, hey, little Timmy got open for space. Little Timmy made a great turn with his left foot. Little Jenny made a shot attempt with her weak foot, which is her right foot. We had a really good switch. We had a good through ball. Those are the wins that has to happen in Grassroots. The last thing I saw was the parents getting frustrated because of the loss, and a couple of the girls on a team did not want to come back out during halftime because they felt like the other team was playing aggressive, and they felt like they had already lost the game. Again, this is where we're failing in Grassroots. It doesn't matter in Grassroots if you are losing every game. You have to find the small wins at some point and see that, is my number 6 getting better? Is my number 10? Is my center back? Are my girls or my boys progressing? Are they growing? Are they learning? Am I giving them the best of me? Am I pouring into them to simplify this game and to allow them to love it? That's like us as parents going and doing something that your kids like and that they're good at, like a video game or a board game. And we go in there and we play and we have no idea about the rules. Like for me, for instance, my little cousins, my daughter, she's good at these games. My cousins are good at Call of Duty. Good at what's that game called? Fortnite. And I'm terrible at it. I have no hand-eye coordination, and I don't play it enough to understand how to play it. So when I play with them, they're looking at me like, dude, you suck. And they're just razzing me on it like, cuz you're terrible at this game. And I'm just laughing it off, just because it's like, well, yeah, I don't understand how to play. If I was to sit here and was to play this game as much as you, I would be at your level or have an understanding basis of it. Or that's like your child playing a card game, family fun night. They're playing Uno, and they're cheating or they're not playing the game right. Is it just fun then, or are you going to say, "Hey, mate, you're not playing properly"? Same thing with sports. Parents, we have to stop giving this excuse. Well, it's just for fun. Allow it to be just for fun. That's great. That's happy. That's dandy. La 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 la. Whatever. But it also has to have a structure and a standard behind it. And it also has to have an understanding. When kids understand a game, they have the freedom to be more creative and use their imagination and have the audacity to try different things within the realms of the rules. You go out and try to play a pickup game with kids. And if you don't apply, if you're not playing to their rules, they're going to call you out upon that. Whether they know subconsciously or subconsciously or unconsciously, they know. I don't even know if I said that right. I'm twisting my words. But kids know, and they can regulate rules and standards amongst themselves. So when we are doing it as adults, we just have to simplify it and make it to where they can understand it, and then add more complexity as they get better. Wins.